All right, the South African Communist Party, SACP's 14th Congress that was held in Boksburg ended this past weekend in what has been a busy week for the party. The SACP also held its elections and Blade Nzimande was re-elected to the position of General Secretary. Emerging from the Congress was the announcement that the SACP has decided to contest future elections, while other reports said this may not include the 2019 elections. Blade Nzimande is here to talk to us to clarify this matter and, of course, to look at the relevance of SACP in this day and age. Dr. Nzimande, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you're down with flu, but thank you so much for taking your time out.
Thank you very much, Palisa, for inviting me this morning, and good morning to your
thank you so much,
viewers
indeed.
And listeners.
And of course, congratulations on your re-election.
Thank you.
And a lot of people were actually asking if Dr. Nzimande was not looking into giving younger blood, an opportunity to lead the SACP. They were talking about the issue of generational mix.
Well, I don't think it's correct to put it that way, that I was not willing to hand over to the younger generation. There's been a discussion in the Communist Party in the lead up to this Congress, whether given the challenges that we are facing as a country and as a movement, do you change leadership or not? There was a view that you need change precisely because of the challenges we are facing. Others were saying, no, we need to navigate this difficult period with existing leadership. On my side, actually, I was hoping to step down. I think 19 years is a very long time. And I think that the SACP has actually produced leadership who can be able to take over. I'm not wedded in being General Secretary of the SACP. In fact, I feel in some instances I could serve the SACP better doing some background work, political education, research, and all those things. In the end, it wasn't my decision. It was actually the decision of the
party itself.
Party itself,
yeah.
Yes.
But what role would you like to see Dr. Nzimande, the party, playing in South Africa, more so in the years to come? Well,
as the late General Secretary, our General Secretary, Comrade Chrisani, said, for as long as there is capitalism, there will always be a case for a Communist Party. And for as long as South Africa is facing these problems of unemployment, inequality and poverty, you will need the Communist Party. There is also, of course, now a fourth very serious challenge, which is insecurity in our communities, and in particular the scourge of gender-based violence. The party has a very important role to play in all those immediate struggles. Of course, the issue of economic transformation is really a priority, and the Communist Party has, as in the past, actively engaged in struggles to try and transform our economy such that it actually serves the interests of the majority of the people. And we are still going to continue to do that, to ensure that it's not only just the elite and the rich. For instance, now the salary gap between executives in corporates and workers is 500:1. That is completely unacceptable. So the Communist Party is going to continue to throw its weight in the struggles to actually create a better life.
But you still get
for the majority of our
some people who still struggle to understand what the SACP really stands for. Some even went as far as saying that it's no longer a South African Communist Party, but a South African capitalist party.
Well, our detractors will always want to do that. Since we were formed in 1921, we've always had detractors, who are saying that we are a Communist Party, we stand for socialism. We believe that the only way that in the end will actually overcome inequality is actually to build a more egalitarian society, which, as far as we are concerned, will be a socialist society. That's what we stand for as the South African Communist Party. And we also believe, by the way, that our views and our programs continue to attract more and more people. That is why our membership now, 5 years ago it was 150,000. Now we are just under 300,000. We are growing. and attracting more people into our ranks.
Yeah, but what will your convincing argument be to a person who says that it looks like the days of communism and socialism seem to be over, not just in South Africa, but over the world?
It's not correct, you know. Of course, socialism suffered some setbacks in the late 80s and the early 90s, especially with the destruction of the Soviet Union and other socialist countries, mainly in Eastern Europe. But there are still very good examples. You know, for instance, if you take the Cuban example, you know, health system, education system is amongst the best. In fact, possibly Cuba's health system is the best in the world. And you have actually free education right through for everybody. The Cubans would not have achieved that had they actually pursued a path of capitalist development. Of course, we are not denying that there are challenges that are facing many left-wing parties today. We are faced with lots of problems, some of them deriving from inside those parties, but largely from those forces who really would not like to see a change in a system that continues to enrich a few.
All right. Now, let's take an ad break here on Morning Live. We'll continue with the conversation with the General Secretary of the South African Communist Party, Dr. Blade Nzimande. You can become part of the discussion at Morning Live SABC. It's our Twitter handle. Let's hear what you've got to say. Is the SACP still relevant in this day and age? And of course, when we come back, we'll look at one of the resolutions that were taken at the Congress, the SACP wanting to go on their own for the elections. Stay tuned.